Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Xhoxhi. I'm Gloria. I think my son is exceptionally bright and should be in one of your gifted classes. So, what do the eligibility requirements comprise of? How can you get in?
How can you get them in, huh? Oh, good question, Miss Gloria. Well, first thing and most important is that your child must demonstrate the need for a special education program. And I must emphasize the distinction between need and benefit because many children can benefit. However, the need is because your child, uh, a regular curriculum in a regular class does not meet his cognitive abilities or what he wants out of his education. So only specialized instruction through various strategies can do it. The two primary requirements are to get a score of 130 or higher on an IQ test relative to his peers. That's about in the top 5%. And there's 24 characteristics associated with gifted students. He has to check the box on about 13 or more of them, about 50%.
Okay. So, what are the steps exactly in the gifted identification process?
Well, your child must be nominated, which can happen in two ways. Either you can do it online or a teacher can do it. If you nominate your child, then a teacher has to also complete the gifted characteristics checklist online. Just out of coincidence, I have a copy with me right here for you to look over. After the form is completed online, it will be screened by a team at the school. And if the team deems that your child has met the screening requirements, they will send you a letter home to obtain your consent for your child to undergo a psychological evaluation by the school counselor. And the counselor will send that information along with any other relevant information like your child's grades, scores, to an evaluation committee, which will make the final decision.
Okay. So, given all of these components, can you tell me a little bit about some of the behavioral characteristics of gifted students typically?
Well, gifted learners have very different, uh, different behavioral characteristics, and they can be anywhere from widely eclectic to intensely focused. A lot of them are highly inquisitive. They like to ask why and how something happens. They like learning new things, and they are also able to work independently and in groups. Does your child seem to meet any of these, or do they sound familiar?
I think so. I mean, he works well in groups. He's a team player, but he can also work well independently.
Good.
So, but just overall learning abilities, how would you characterize gifted students' learning abilities? Are they
Abilities
similar?
or needs? What do you think?
More so learning needs. Like how
Okay.
would you address those?
Well, gifted students have a variety. Their learning needs are on a spectrum, so they're very different. But we really can't provide a specific definition for their learning needs. However, some students are able to grasp a normal curriculum, um, and we meet additional learning needs through enrichment projects, individual works, allowing students to explore areas of interest in depth. For your child, if they are deemed to be gifted, then we will create an educational plan which will ensure that we collaborate with the parents, such as yourself, to ensure their individual needs are met. Okay?
Right. Thank you. This was
Thank
very
you very
helpful.
much.
Thank you for all this information.
Okay, thank you.